You guys should know the deal already. So I put down multiple people for Ichigo to go up against, and y'all picked Asta. Shit, I ain't complaining. This might be new to me. However, I ain't complaining. So without further ado, let's get into the fucking video. I want to warn y'all before we actually get into the scaling and such. Black Clover scaling is new to me, so if I make any kind of mistakes, Black Clover fans, do not come at me. Now we're gonna start off with your boy Ichigo. Ichigo doesn't really have hacks other than spiritual pressure. Now it's been shown by Aizen that if you're significantly stronger than your opponent, then your spiritual pressure alone would kill them. Other than that, Ichigo only has stat boosting abilities. So for AP, DC, and durability wise, we already know that Dangai Ichigo was manhandling Aizen by himself. We know that Hogyoku Aizen had enough power to create Kurohitsugi, or the Black Coffin. The Kurohitsugi had enough power to destroy shit on an atomic level. Utilizing an atomization calc and taking into account the elements within the area, it would make Dangai Ichigo multi-continental. Sadly, the 1,000-year Blood War arc trumps over that with utter ease. Now, it could give Ichigo the benefit of the doubt and scale him off Yuha, since Yuha did acknowledge his strength. But acknowledgement wouldn't equate to being relative to somebody, especially since Yuha left Ichigo to die. But a weakened Yuha was still going to merge two planets, and a weakened Ichigo was hit with this power, and this weakened Ichigo still had enough power to one-shot Yuha. Now, if we utilize the multipliers that come with Ichigo's full power, he should be substantially stronger. So, let's see. Ichigo mixes his Quincy powers with his holification powers to increase the power he has within his base. Now, a Hollow's transformation is like a Bankai. Now, this state does have a mixture of the Vastalorde form, and his Vastalorde form was strong enough to make Yukiora his bitch. This is literally right after getting bitched by Yukiora. This being the second release Yukiora, which makes his Vastalorde form vastly stronger than that of a Bankai. Now, Bankais have a multiplier of 5 to 10 times, so the baseline for Resurrections or Holification should be 5 to 10 times as well. So a second stage should be a Bankai upon a Bankai, then Vastalorde would be a 50 to 100 times multiplier to base. You stack that onto his Bankai and Blute's Vein, full power Ichigo should be around 500 to 2,000 times stronger than his base, which is more than enough power to destroy Jupiter. Now, of course, he could be stronger than that, but personally, that's where I think Ichigo scales to. Now, onto his speed. I won't be using any quote-unquote light-based attacks within Bleach because they are all way too vague, but multiple characters within the 1,000-year Blood War arc showed relativistic speeds, base Yuha being one of them. Based off Grimmjow and other characters within the series, we know that the stronger you are within Bleach, the fast you are. And a full power Ichigo can somewhat keep up with an almighty Yuha, which would mean that almighty grants him a significant boost in comparison to his base. Ichigo's base is somewhat relative to Yuha's base, and full power Ichigo is somewhat relative to a not so serious Yuha. So the multipliers can be applied. So Ichigo should be at least 351 times faster than light, and at most 1,404 times the speed of light. So in conclusion, Ichigo is massively faster than light, plus with large planetary AP, DC, and durability. Now that we're done with Ichigo, we can go on to Asta. Public service announcement for you Black Clover fans. I now have a fond for Nero because she has the same birthday as me. Anyways, unlike Ichigo, Asta does indeed have hacks, which are power nullification and causality manipulation. That's really all though. Now on to his AP and DC. His lowball defeats are quite inferior to Ichigo's because most of his calcs only put him at country level. And we already know that mid-tier characters within Black Clover are country level, but that's on the low spectrum of the mid-tier scale. We know that Dorothy has her dimension, which she calls a world, and it's even known as a world within the chapter name. Hell, even even the original translation has the kanji for world in it. But if we look a little closer, we will see that there are these kanjis as well, which stands for phantasm, dream, apparition, illusion, delusion, perplexity, or beguile, which means that it's supposed to be candy for the eyes. However, it is completely possible to create physical manifestations within said world, so her dimension being an illusion is unlikely. Based off feats alone, Yami is stronger than Dorothy, and Yami even said that Zangrad was bad news, and Dante was stated to be stronger than Zangrad, and feats show that Xenon is also stronger than Zangrad, since he made Yuno look bitch-made. In base, while Zangrad had a hard time against Yuno, and in base, Asta beats the demon who was giving him power to beat other demons, and then goes on to become stronger afterwards, which would mean that all of his previous feats can be applied to his base. Now let's see how much of an increase his Devil Union is. Based off feats, we know that Black Asta is comparable or above Spirit Dive Yuno. This is also with Yuno stacking Mana Zone on top of that. Based off this Datawick scan, we know that Spirit Dive makes him many times stronger, which should be around a 5 to 8 times multiplier. Stack that onto Mana Zone, which allows you to freely manipulate your mana and grants you more mana than you already have. It should at least be a 2 times multiplier. Since Black Asta can match this, it means that his partial Devil Union form is a 10 to 16 times multiplier to base. But we could also take into account what the creator said within this Q&A. Basically what they say is that the utilization of natural mana can grant an enormous boost, and we know that Yuno can use natural mana due to the fact that he does this to create his sword, and Black Asta was still capable of matching up with that. So we're gonna use the multiplier that we got for Yuno's Spirit Dive. So if we were to put it all together, Asta's partial Devil Union would be 50 to 128 times stronger than his base. Now for his actual Devil Union, Asta went from getting beat by Noct to beating the shit out of people who was beating Noct. Like, the way Noct was getting his ass beat by these 2 demons was gruesome. Then Asta kills one by himself, then goes on to kill the other one who fused with the one that he killed. From fusing with an entirely different demon, they should have got at least a 5 times multiplier. And since Asta still killed them, that means his should be 2 times that. So Devil Union Asta should be around 500 to 1,280 times stronger than his base. But where does this put Asta at scaling wise? Based off what Yami said, Zangrad has to be as strong or stronger than Dorothy, who could create her own world. Post time skip Asta is stronger than pre-time skip Asta in base. So he'd be around 500 to 1,280 times stronger than the force needed to destroy an average planet, which is large planetary. And since he was capable of blocking attacks from Zangrad and taking attacks from his own demon, then his durability will be around the same. Now let's go into speed. Asta is consistently faster than light. Asta can react to Patrice's light-based attacks and movement as well. And it was confirmed by Yami that he does indeed move at light speed. And yes, there is the use of Ki. However, in this panel, Asta is in the middle of pulling out his sword, so that should give a clear indication that he was not aim dodging. This feat was calculated to be 1.58 times the speed of light. But there's also the fact that Patrice could be moving faster than light due to the fact that he got a buff from Zangrad. So let's use Raya. Yami said that Rhina could move at the speed of light as well. And even though he used Patrice's light-based attacks which move at light speed, Metriola still matched that speed with ease. Metriola then starts beating the shit out of Raya, and before the next barrage of attacks hit him, Asta hit him. Now, Mario Leona's speed was calculated to be around 40 times the speed of light. This will be applied to Asta's base, so we then add the multipliers and we get 2,000 to 5,120 times the speed of light. Now we add that to current Asta's base, then add the multipliers for his Devil Union, and we'll get 1 million to 6,553,600 times the speed of light. And here are the conclusions. Asta is large planetary with massively faster than light plus speeds. So who wins this fight? If it wasn't obvious already, the winner is Asta. Asta has better speed and hacks with just enough AP to hurt Ichigo. So that is it for my Ichigo versus Asta video. If anybody has any contentions, make sure to leave them in the comments. Now if you fuck with the video, make sure you like and subscribe. But if you're seeing this on TikTok, make sure you follow me for more. And I'll see y'all in the next video.
Right, then I turn out the lights on. Hey girl, you wanna be my world? Get shower diamonds and some pearls. I'm trying to make you my night girl. I'ma treat you right like